I miss zombies. I mean, zombies hasn't gone anywhere, so why do I miss it? Well, if you guys hadn't realized already, yesterday was a pretty special day, November the 6th. Now, unless you have a birthday on this day, there's probably not a lot of exciting things happening on this day. But if you cast your mind back, 4 years ago yesterday, Black Ops 3 launched, giving us one of the best zombies experiences we have ever had throughout the entire 10 years that we've had Call of Duty Zombies. And what I want to do in this video is just kind of sit down, have a little chit chat with you all, and reminisce about the good old days. Because like Andy Bernard said once on The Office,
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Someone should write a song about that.
Cast your mind back to 2015. Did you pick up Black Ops 3 or did you pick it up at a later point? Because when the game launched, we had two maps. We had Shadows of Evil, which was one of the most drastically different maps that we had ever seen prior to Zombies before. This thing was absolutely insane. It was like Mob of the Dead, mixed with a New York / Chicago vibe, Cthulhu aliens, and even a weapon that you fisted to use. I'm talking about you, Apothecon Servant. What a map. The memories I have from this, combining all the Zombies maps ever released for this game in one, are just some of my favorite memories I will have for the rest of my life. So many parts of the game's life which have been huge monumental moments that I thought it'd be great to just sit down, talk about them, and reminisce on what I believe is the best Call of Duty Zombies game that we've ever had. Treyarch really outdid themselves with this game, and it's going to be very difficult for them to even get to the level that Black Ops 3 had when it comes to just how good this zombies mode was. But I'd love to know in the comment section, when did you buy Black Ops 3? Did you buy it on day one on November 6th? Did you buy it a little bit later in the DLC season? Or maybe you picked it up with Zombies Chronicles when that dropped? If you're watching this and you don't have Black Ops 3, then what the hell is wrong with you? But let's start talking about Shadows of Evil. So we touched upon it a moment ago, but I think this map still holds itself as one of the most unique experiences that we've ever had for zombies. It's in its own special little bubble because the atmosphere from just its design, the sound effects, the ambience, the music as well for this is absolutely unbelievably good. And that celebrity cast of characters, some which have become memes in their own right. I mean, Jeff Goldblum in Zombies is never going to happen again, but boy was it good in Shadows of Evil. Now, if you were around when Shadows of Evil first dropped with Black Ops 3, you'll remember that at first not a lot of people actually liked this map. They actually disliked it quite a bit by just how different it was and by just how strange some of the new concepts were, like the Margwars, which you've never seen before, the Parasite rounds replacing dog rounds, bringing back the concept from Mob of the Dead or being an afterlife, but in this sense you're being an Apothecon tentacle just slinging around like Spider-Man. It was very different from what we gotten used to in World at War, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, and left a lot to be desired. But as time's gone on, it's become its own unique masterpiece, which I think still holds up as a brilliant map even to this day, and it will do so for the rest of time. I could easily go for another 4-5 maps involving that set of characters and that world of Morgue City. It was just so unique, and I'm so surprised that we've never seen anything more of it, as it was just such an awesome concept. And then we had the Giant as well, which, I mean, I don't really need to say much more. It's a remake of one of the most perfect zombies maps ever, Reese, which really started everything for zombies, kicking off a really in-depth storyline and a fantastic set of mechanics like the Pack-a-Punch and the teleporters. It looks fantastic in Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 still looks fantastic even though it's a 4-year-old game, which is absolutely wild to me. But the Giant was fantastic. And then we got one of the best zombies maps ever, DLC 1 Der Eisendrache. I still can't believe how good this map is. Like, yeah, some people will go and complain that it's just a carbon copy of Origins, a bargain bin version, as it replaces the staffs with bows, but they just work so well. The atmosphere, the way that this map plays, it has a perfect Easter egg where it's not too difficult, but it's not too easy either. It takes zombies back to its roots with its small, narrow training areas, and it was the first map to ever have a full-on proper boss fight at the end of an Easter egg quest, and to this day I still think it's one of the best. I made a video maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago ranking all of the boss fights in Zombies. If you want to check that out, I definitely advise you to do so. And I've got another awesome list video coming out very, very soon. But Drak is pretty much a perfect map. Like, they set the bar so high with the launch maps, but they succeeded with Drak. Now, Zetsubou no Shima was a bit of a divisive map. It was interesting. There was a lot of new concepts introduced, and I believe in the back end there was actually the starting components of the Black Ops 4 Zombies engine, and that's why Zetsubou had so many bugs and issues. I think Zetsubou is a pretty decent map. It's definitely not the best map on Black Ops 3, but it's definitely not the worst either. It has some fantastic visual elements, like that island is so well designed. It looks and sounds absolutely amazing. And then you have some really awesome pieces like the mini spider boss fight, which I think is miles better than the actual Takeo boss fight that we get. And also, it's one of the most emotional cutscenes we've ever had in Zombies. Of course, I think Blood of the Dead surpasses that, but I don't think any of us were expecting it. And I think that's what the beauty of Black Ops 3 is it really honed like a sort of emotional connection and made these characters seem so more real than they'd ever been before in World at War, Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. The in-game cutscenes changed the storytelling of Zombies for the better and forever. I would say it's really put a sort of quality standard now for any Zombies experiences to have full-on cutscenes like that, and it's a shame that we didn't really get that in the majority of the Black Ops 4 DLC season when it came to Aether. Tons of original stuff in Zetsubou, and Gorod Krovi just went ahead and set the bar even higher because this map was absolutely phenomenal. On a technical standpoint, it's insane how this map even works. It's like humongous. It's like probably one of the size of the biggest Black Ops 4 Zombies maps. Like, it is huge, and you've got flying dragons, you fly on dragons, you got the Ray Gun Mark III, you have an insane boss fight. There's just so much creativity and great content within this that there's not much to really complain about. Revelations, I feel, was a tiny bit of a disappointment as it had so much going for it, and it's a fun map to play, don't get me wrong, but I would just love to have a bit more originality in the map, as the spawn and the boss fight is really the only new areas we saw inside of that map. The rest were all just reused and I guess were part of the To Come Zombies Chronicles. And let's not even get started on that, because that was literally like giving Black Ops 3 a heart transplant. Like, Black Ops 3 was fantastic as it was, and it didn't really need it, but this gave like a new breath of life to the game that we'd never seen before. And some of the things that happened when it comes to the community with that DLC was just unbelievable, and something which I don't think we would ever reach those heights again. The excitement levels of just like how excited we all were for that thing to drop, and that just how well executed that DLC pack is. All of those maps are perfect remasters. There is nothing wrong with any of those maps. And like I said, the excitement levels was something that we had never seen before with Zombies. That was literally, in my opinion, the very peak of the Zombies community, and it all came down to just how strong the game was and how strong the remasters were. As a community as well, we raised over $200,000 for a children's charity. Is absolutely insane that we managed to do that from just a few hours of playing a Zombies game. Like, Noah J is the absolute GOAT for setting that up, and we all played our part in raising awareness for that, but it's all because of you guys watching and supporting zombie creators videos. More importantly, you being generous enough to give some of your hard-earned money to charity. We raised an absolutely biblical amount of money. Like, there are some charity fundraisers that need about a week to raise that much money, and we did it in one single live stream, which is absolutely unbelievable. And out of all the moments with Black Ops 3, I feel like the 2 Easter eggs of charities were an absolute high point, because through just one mode in a video game, we've actually managed to change children's lives, and that is the biggest W I think we could ever get in the Zombies community. And whilst I look back and reflect that I've been making videos since World at War, Black Ops 1 and 2 were definitely big on YouTube, Black Ops 2 definitely more so than Black Ops 1, but Black Ops 3 was really the start of this entire movement and train that we call the Zombies community, where everyone really came out of their shell. This is where the dominance of Zombies YouTubers really started. It's also where we saw people that were insanely good at the game get crazy records and have their talent recognized. Black Ops 3 paved the way for all of this, and it's just amazing that you can look back at this game and you can play the zombies mode and it is still just as good and addictive as it once was. Sure, there were a few broken parts of the game, such as the super overpowered ultra mega gumballs and the fact that they completely changed the way that we had ever played zombies before and made it infinitely easier, and the fact that you could abuse that and basically have them as many times as you want if you just, you know, closed application. It changed the way that zombies is played, but I guess that's just part of the fun. And that's going to be a little nostalgia trip down memory lane of Black Ops 3 for the last 4 years. If you like Black Ops 3, give this video a like rating. Be sure to subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on because I have a lot more fun Black Ops 3 and 4 videos ready for you guys coming to the channel real soon. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.